TK Drinks. And this Thursday, we have an Inside the Mead Maker Studio coming at you where we dive into the world of mead. Whether you're a seasoned brewer or just curious about the craft, join me as we explore the art, science, and passion that fuels this ancient drink. In each episode, I'll bring you some insights, interviews, and everything you need to know to enrich your mead drinking experience. So let's get started. Tonight, we're going to be joined by Bryce and Savannah of Fox and Raven Mead out of, I believe it's Carrollton, Texas? East Carrollton, Texas? I can't quite remember. There's so many different places I visited while I was there. Theirs being one of them, and I believe it's Carrollton, Texas. So, hey, what's going on, man? All the way from across the pond, we got Arcane Alchemist hopping in. Appreciate you. We do have there is the message right there. My headphones are working, or if it's going through my phone.
Oop.
Hello?
Hey!
Oh, it's going through my phone. My headphones are no longer working. That's unfortunate.
Isn't that always fun?
Oh, now I'm on the list of things to get. New headphones.
It happens. It happens. And hey, Sam, I see you in the comments down there.
Oh, wait. Now they're working. Stupid technology. Well, still getting new headphones, though.
Yeah, use it as an excuse, right?
Exactly. Like I need an excuse to spend money. Come on now. So,
oh, man.
Anybody who has not met Bryce and Savannah yet is at a huge disadvantage because they are some of the most amazing mead people I'm at the advantage of knowing. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining me today. We can go on all night.
Let's just go back and forth on this,
we can make a whole bit out of it. This is your guys' third time, I think, being on the show now.
Yes.
And you guys just turned 2 in August, so we're making it like an annual thing. So every year you guys have to come on. Yeah. Every fall you'll have to come on and do a show, and we'll just have to make it an annual thing.
Pull my leg.
I know. See, and eventually we'll get to the point where we'll do a collab meeting. It'll come out this time. We'll make a whole thing out of it. So, what have you guys been up to since the last time we talked? I know you recently got some new tanks, and you got some old meads coming out that haven't been out in a while. But what's the biggest thing that you'd say has happened in the past year since we spoke?
So much has happened.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting bigger and bigger, and our idea of like starting small and growing naturally has actually been paying off now. So like we actually have some bars and places reaching out to us, be like, hey, we want your product. So it's like,
wow.
Awesome, Yeah. So it's really good to be in that position instead of like, hey, do you want our stuff, please?
Right.
So we're kind of getting a name in this area, and that's a good thing. On top of that, We're just getting busier and busier. We're going through flavors faster and faster, which is all a good thing. So.
Oh yeah, there's the infamous prickly pear. That was supposed to be our summer flavor, and it lasted all of 2 months.
Yep.
Before summer even started.
So that was last year. So this year we bought way too much fruit, but by way too much I mean probably still not enough.
Holy cow.
So yeah, so we'll have that for. I'm hoping at the rate we did last time, at least 4 to 6 months this time. We'll see.
We'll
see. But it's a very desired flavor because it's freaking delicious. So but yeah.
So you guys had just posted that you'd bought 2 brand new. It looked like they're variable volume tanks.
Correct. Yeah. All of our tanks are variable volume. It's a lot.
Good way to go.
Yeah. Especially in mead when you need to get in there for fruit or just for back sweetening or anything. It's just much easier to just be able to crack the lid and get right in there.
Cleaning, ease of access in general.
Yeah.
They're 2 new to us tanks. They are used, but they're beautiful. We love them.
No, they look. At least in photos, they look. Look like they're in great shape.
Great. Are they like double what we had before?
Roughly. So our original tanks, we had 2 600-liter or approximately 160-gallon tanks. These new ones are 1,000-liter, so about 250 gallons. So they're almost double, but not quite.
Yeah,
but
we're trying to close that gap because we're running into the issue, which is a good problem to have, but we're running out of flavors. Like Desdemona, where we're like, hey, where is it? We're like, ooh, sorry, we're sold out. So this way with 4 tanks, we can keep everything rotating in. We won't have that as much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, how many meads are in your guys' catalog now? You guys got to be approaching a dozen, I would think.
Yeah, we just, with this one coming up that we're about to release, we're just waiting on label approval. It will be our 13th.
Nice.
So, our lucky number as well. So, like, we're really, really excited.
On average, we keep about 4 or 5 in stock, 4 or 5 different flavors. We try to keep our carbonated traditional and our regular traditional in stock. But even those have had like little gaps. And then Desdemona, the strawberry one, it was supposed to be seasonal, but we've gotten such good feedback on it. We're gonna try to make that one just a
year round.
Yeah, just a year round flavor as well. So.
Yeah, because we also find a lot of like bars really like that flavor.
It sells really well.
Yeah, it sells really well.
And it's delicious.
So, yeah,
so.
exactly. So it was one of those
It
okay, fine, year round it is, you know. So we're hoping these 2 tanks help us with that. Well, they will help us. It's just getting there.
Right.
Because we got to the point where with our current tanks, we're filling them up all the time now. Where when we started, like our first batch was 30 gallons. So
cute.
At the time, that was like, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, and now she hit the nail on the head. It's like, oh, little 30-gallon boy.
Right. Now here you are rocking 1,000-gallon batch or 1,000-liter batches.
Yeah, which will help a lot. So, but yeah, 13 flavors. The one that's about to come out will be it'll be a maple apple, which, you know, hopefully they approve it in time that fall's still here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no kidding.
We've been waiting about 3 weeks for label approval, and there's just been a backup with the state. They
I was going to say.
Yeah, they had a technical problem that seized operations for a little bit, so they're playing catch up.
A month behind?
Yeah, roughly.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. So now,
it happens.
Not only do you have to deal with cola, you have state internal label approval as well.
Yeah, and that's on anything above 7%. If it's under 7%, it's just state.
And this one's going to be like 12?
Yeah, this one's 12.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And which is this is one of the Amberana ones?
No, we don't have Amberana.
Oh.
But this one is.
Oh no, that was Carlos that posted that. That's right.
Correct. Yeah. That dude's spoiled. He's got 4 Amberana berries. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you know exactly what to do.
Put meat in them, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, according to his post earlier, he's almost there. They're giving him a rest before he puts them in. I'm like, they can rest in the barrel, dude. Just put them on.
Yeah, the maple apple one does sound really good. I'm interested to try that one.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's really good. We used Granny Smith apples, and then we used Bard Oaks Maple, which is from Vermont, and that's the one that most mead makers recommended, and it made all the difference in that one. So it turned out.
It tastes like fall.
Yeah.
Like, it just tastes like fall.
And are you guys bottling that one? Are you kegging it for distribution? What are we doing with that?
It's all bottled already.
Yeah,
so we're just waiting on labels.
It's literally bottled in boxes ready to go.
Yeah.
We just need the labels, which is so sad. So I think technically we could pour it.
Yeah, we can't sell by the bottle.
Yeah, so if you catch us at an event where we're pouring, you can try it. I think the next one's going to be Bishop Bazaar. I think we should have a label by then, though, I hope.
I'm hoping we do.
Yeah.
But then we still have to get them printed. So we don't print them until approval because sometimes there's minor changes. And if we print something we can't use, that's just throwing money away. So we're just waiting for them to approve it. And the printing process takes, about a week or so?
Yeah, usually about a week.
So it's not too bad, but everything's just waiting and is what it is.
It's one of those hurry up and wait situations.
Exactly. Yeah. Lovely government that it is.
But it's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Yay, bureaucracy. But that's just for the label. The bureaucracy didn't hold up the mead maker. We've already got that bureaucracy behind us, thankfully.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this 2 more tanks, so now you'll be up to a total of 4 tanks, and you guys still making on any smaller batch sizes as well? Do you still have any, like, 5s or down to 30 gallon tanks or fermenters?
The only time we do a 5 gallon is for a test batch, but usually our test batches are about 1 gallon because it's just real easy to tweak and mess with that. But before we got these 2 big tanks, we got a couple of 16 gallon like plastic spiedel fermenters. Spiedel, yeah. Just to kind of like bridge the gap so that we could keep some stuff in stock, and it works kind of nice, but it's a lot more work for the amount of product you have to put out, but it's nice to get the flavors out. So short answer is yes, we have more stuff than we actually like use, but like hopefully these 2 tanks will alleviate some.
3 to 5, 4 to 6 meads available at any given time. So you're constantly going to have this rotation. So
exactly.
And then
we definitely are trying to have like a mix of carbonated and still. It's been really interesting to see what actually, sells and everything, and just having a variety, helps us, I think. So.
Yeah. And there's still a lot of people that are just like, oh, I've never had carbonated meads. Like, free samples, come try. And then they're like, that's actually really good because they've never had one. So it's a different thing. And like getting people to experience that is fun, honestly. So
what's the stuff that the people that are reaching out, like the local distribution spots, what are they asking for? Are they asking for kegs of the still stuff? Or they want the carbonated stuff? They want bottles? What are they doing?
Yeah, they definitely want the carbonated, which is, it's good. And then also, like, flavor-wise, it's been a little bit of a surprise. Like, El Dorado, that's our spicy mango habanero one. We kegged a bunch of that thinking that would easily be able to sell it to bars. Didn't sell a single keg.
Not a single one.
Nobody wanted it. Yeah, they're afraid of the spice. I don't know. Yeah. It's delicious. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's not too spicy, but it's spicy enough to know that it's got a bite. Yeah. And they're just like, oh, that's too hot for people. I'm like, actually, it's not. Like, every time we sample it, people are like, oh, yeah, gimme. And, like, we sell a bottle almost every time we sample it. So I'm just like, y'all aren't even trying?
Yeah, it's fine. Because, like, by the bottle it sells.
Yeah.
Like, when we're at market or if we take it to bottle shops, so that's fine. It's just, it's a little bit different than what I predicted, which is interesting. You know, getting all these flavors out here, finding out what people want and what they don't want. It's never what you think, which is funny.
Yeah, so so the spicy one does well at the market. Was there any other ones that are doing well at the market you didn't expect to? I mean, because you guys have been doing markets for 2 years. I mean, at two or three every week. I mean, how many markets have you been to, like, uniquely in total as well? I mean, that's a lot of questions right there.
But we're at markets pretty much every weekend, unless we're like, oh man, we need a break, and then we'll take a weekend off randomly.
I feel bad about it.
Berkeley. Yeah, we do. We feel a little guilty, but we need a rest every once in a while. We have to, for our own sanity. But Prickly Pear, man, I was like, oh, nobody's gonna know what this is. We're gonna have a hard time selling it. It's a weird color, like, and then that thing flew.
Yeah,
like
it
flew.
It was the fastest selling mead we ever had.
And if we had known,
2 months,
right? we would have like thrown all our money at it, which we basically did anyways for the time last year. Because last year we made 100 gallons of it. And this year we have the potential to make 300 plus gallons of it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that one was surprising, but in a good way. So.
Yeah.
What's the potential release or targeted release for that, I should say?
So, I mean, since everything's all approved, we're just waiting on it. I just stabilized it right now, and it takes about a week to stabilize, then back sweeten and wait for it to clear up a little bit.
Long
At the earliest, about a week. She's not wrong. At the earliest, about a week, but probably more about 2, maybe 3 weeks total. So.
Okay, so it's definitely something that's going to be coming out here. We're not going to have to wait till next summer for it to come out.
No, it's very soon. And then, like I said, we got enough fruit to make at least another full tank, and then a little bit more. So, a full tank of our smaller ones, I should say.
I mean, that might be another flavor that, depending on how it sells, maybe we can have it all year. But it just depends on how many bottles we sell. Because we are using fresh fruit, so we have to wait for it to be in season.
It's highly seasonal, So we're coming close to the end of it, but we have all the fruit we need. So, we'll see what happens.
Now, are you guys trying to just say, like, roll with the punches and change your or adapt your style to what's selling more? Or are you trying to, noticing that the carbonated stuff is going that route, so you're going to try to make more carbonated ones? Or what's the game plan with these new tanks beyond just added volume of what's already there?
I think we would like to explore the stills, but we've always kind of tried to keep it about 50-50, for sure. And then, like, I think the real question is, like, what are we going to keep in, like, on, in
rotation.
Yeah, basically, like, constantly. Because, like, some of the stuff that we thought was going to be seasonal, it's turning out to be, like, more of an all the time kind of a thing, which is awesome, but it's not that's kind of like something I wasn't thinking that would happen. But I mean, that's like one of the benefits of being smaller, right? Is like we are able to like pivot if we need to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there's somebody who I don't forget what it was, but when we first started, it's like, you don't decide your products, the customer does. So whatever plan you have in mind that you want to do is not necessarily what's going to end up selling.
And
what your favorite flavor could not sell well at all. So like going in with that attitude and just being like, hey, yeah, here's a new flavor that we came up with. Try it. If you like it, cool. We'll keep it around, or at least make it seasonal. And if not, then we'll just move on to the next thing. Which, you know, being at the scale we're at is not that bad. So
yeah, it's definitely not losing out on like these, you know, multi-thousand-gallon tanks and batches and whatnot.
yeah.
Skeptic Meter was asking, do you guys use bright tanks for carbonate, or do you guys keg carb in the keg?
We're doing kegs at the moment. Like, we're still very small. We're still using a fair amount of homebrew equipment, but that is changing. So, like,
well, it's professional equipment if you're using it, because you guys are professionals.
Oh, I like that. Okay, fine.
So the only difference between professional equipment and homebrew equipment is the end result of the product. Because there's plenty of commercial mead makers out there using 5-gallon glass carboys selling $180 meads.
Hey, yeah, okay, fine, I'll take it. So
there you go.
So yeah, we keg. It's just easier for us at this moment. We do want a bright tank eventually, but that'll come in the future. But with these 2 new tanks, that'll help us out a lot. So
yeah, just being able to have the volume is, you know. Now, when you're using this, are you going to, do you, like with the prickly pear one, is it fruit in fermentation and fruit post? Is it all one, or do you guys just kind of make your base and then add everything in secondary?
So that particular one is going to be fruit in primary, honey as to back sweeten it. But for me, it depends on the fruit we use. So some fruits we'll use both. Some we'll use as a back sweetener. Some we'll use as a primary. It just depends on what gets the flavor we want. So, and that usually comes with our testing and all of our test batches and things like that. So before we release a flavor, at least one of us has to be like, yes, this is good. And if it's not good, we're not going to make a professional batch, or we'll tweak that again until it's something that one of us or both of us really like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's all just you let the mead just speak to you and do whatever it's going to take. Now you're having these larger tanks. Are you concerned about, again, with the prickly pear, the volume of the fruit, or any of your other recipes that they may not financially scale like you want them to?
Well, and that's where the variable part of the tank comes into play very nicely. So, right? Yeah, exactly. So we don't have to fill the tanks all the way. That's the benefit of them. And that's when we first started, the 2 tanks we had, the 2 600-liter tanks, we bought those knowing full well we were not going to use the full volume of it to begin with. So,
I remember you telling me that.
It's like, they're great for like scaling up. They're great for just like slowly growing. But then we realized, like, oh, it's just nice to take the lid off and get in there, you know? So, like, adding and removing fruit, easy. Adding and removing additives, easy. You know, like stabilizing, back sweetening, all super easy if you can take the lid
Cleaning,
off. So,
easy.
Oh, yeah. Easier. So, yeah, because, I mean, you just take the lid off and just get a rag and a stick and just go at it. Yeah, rag. Hey, it works. Don't knock it, you know?
I clean my tanks with the rag on a stick. No,
get a little bow tie on the rag and
exactly.
Make it fancy.
Yeah.
No, I'm here for it. I love it. It's cool that you get to play with this new equipment, new to you equipment, but I still say new equipment. It doesn't need to be prefaced. It's still in great shape there. I don't think you guys would have bought it if it was.
It was in good shape. Fortunately, Carlos from Texas Longhouse Mead, he had them shipped to his place because he's there all the time. We still have day jobs, so we're not.
Yeah.
But he also, like, very kindly cleaned out all the tanks for us. So, like, that was actually really nice and everything, because he's got, like, clean in place valves and all that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was real nice that he's just like, yeah, I was clean mine, so I just moved it over when I was done. So
Speaking of fancy.
Yeah. No kidding. And plus Carlos gets off on that type of stuff. He loves helping people.
Oh, yeah. No. And, I mean, we help him, too. Like, he's a wonderful resource in this area and a good person in general. So, like,
you were there the day after he had his surgery, like, pouring honey and making mead with him and everything. I'm sure you guys have a phenomenal relationship. It's actually really cool. You guys are so close that you can do that.
Oh, yeah. And we're really looking forward to, you know, once he's get all of his stuff in order and everything, we're doing a collab with him at one point. That's without a doubt going to happen. So it's just a matter of getting there and letting him like figure everything out, and once he's comfortable, that's when we'll go after him.
Absolutely. So going back to these markets, and mentioning that you've occasionally take a day or two off here and there. Like I was going to ask you, how is that like market style sales tactic working for you guys? 2 years in now, and again, like you said, you're four. I'd say 7 out of 8 weekends, you guys are out doing something, if not more than that. I mean, you guys are
Yeah.
out there all the time.
It's become a part of life at this point, as far as like the exhaustion goes. But at the same time, like it's the best thing I do most of the week.
Yeah.
The only thing that's better is spending time with my loved one.
Aww.
Yeah,
Aww.
but like generally speaking, like my day job's not the best. So whenever I get out there on the weekends to sell and just get people to even just try mead for the first time, like it feeds me. So like it's really nice to do that, and especially when they like it so much and that they want to buy something. But my favorite customer is the one that's just like, I don't like mead. I've tried it before. It's like, well, try ours. It's free. If you don't like it, that's okay. Like I'm not.
Yeah, you're not out anything.
Right? Exactly. And then most of the time they try, they're like, oh, I've never had mead like that before. It's like, cool. Right. You want to try more?
It's not like it out of your friend's basement, isn't it?
Right? Yeah. And that's one that's come up a lot. It's like, oh, my like insert relative here has made that before, and and it's just and like it's probably their first or some odd batch, and they don't know anything, and they're learning, and which is all good and dandy, but like it takes time to make a good mead. And skill and knowledge and all that. You're not going to make a good one off the bat. And if you do, congratulations.
Yeah, the fact that you had a crappy mead, I guess, puts you one step ahead of a lot of people who have never even had a mead. So
yeah.
At least you have that knowledge of its existence.
It's been challenging. The most challenging part, honestly, is the heat, because we're in Texas and we don't really stock markets. So what's top heat that you've been out in probably this year?
108. And the feels like was much higher.
Sure.
But we've got a little portable swamp cooler, a battery bank, and a solar panel. So it actually kind of
we're surviving.
Yeah, we're surviving. It's basically like really cheap air conditioning that works. So it at least knocks it down to about like 10 degrees lower than what it is outside, which makes a huge difference. But it still gets really bad some days. But
yeah, the markets are fine. They definitely are our main source of revenue, but we're trying to change that. We're reaching out constantly to more restaurants, bars, bottle shops, things like that. It's just takes time. And then we just recently actually hired our first employee, so the plan is to split and have right? It's a big deal. To be at 2 markets in a weekend and get that revenue on top. So we've got plans for expansion in several different ways, and we're putting them in motion right now.
Fox
it's just
and more Raven, more like greedy pigs. Get out there getting all the markets. I love it.
We're trying. Yeah. So
what's the animal that this person's going to be? Fox and Raven and
I don't know. We hadn't discussed.
Yeah, we hadn't discussed that. No, we hadn't.
It's brand new. It's brand new. Like we just hired her today. So
that's like fair.
Yeah, right.
Brand new.
Okay.
Like I know her name and a little bit about her work history, and that's pretty much it right now.
So, but just to illustrate that we're expanding. We're going to be at more markets. We're going to be doing more things, and just that's the plan. Just keep growing slowly but surely.
Yep, and it's a testament, I think, to the style that you guys are doing is a testament. That's the way to word this. Your guys' success in using this style is a testament to like its validity, because I think a lot of people maybe they go to markets, they do them like on an occasional basis, but I think you guys are definitely proving that without a tap room, if you get out there and you hustle every weekend, you can make that same type of money, or if not more, because you don't have that necessarily included overhead at the meadery, where you would have to pay someone to be there or be there yourself and all these So I think I think people should pay attention, and if they have the opportunity to do what you guys are doing, certainly take advantage.
I mean, we started with a very low amount of capital to begin with, so we didn't really have a lot of sway and like, oh yeah, let's get a tap room that costs 4 times as much in rent. Like we would have gone under already.
Yeah.
So like the fact that we're doing this with low overhead, like, do we want a tap room? Of course, but it's not in the cards right now. So we're just doing what we can, getting our name out there, and we hop around in markets all the time.
You know what's crazy though too is even though we're doing different markets, we kind of try to hit. Well, Carrollton, we're there almost every Sunday, but other markets will hop around about once a month. We have regulars that will come and still see us at that market. So even though we don't have a tap room, we still have regulars, which is awesome.
Yeah,
right.
And since we can only really hit one market on a Saturday at the moment, that'll change very shortly here. We get some people reaching out to us like, hey, when are you coming back to like Watauga or whatever market? And then we have to look and be like, it's going to be this weekend. And they're just like, okay, so like we actually have people asking for us to be out more frequently, which is one of the reasons we started looking for somebody to help with this.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to be more places.
Well, you're getting another person so you can go out and continue this method. You're also, like you mentioned, expanding out into more distribution markets. Now, I remember you guys are in a place called the D20 Tavern, which seems like a really cool place based on what I can see.
Yeah, no.
And,
that's a fun place. Yeah.
And you're in a couple other different bottle shops. I think you did a tasting at like the Lone Star bottle shop. How did that go? And let's talk more about bottle shops and how that's progressing for you.
So bottle shops are a little harder to get into in this area just because we're not with a distributor. So we're self-distributing. So a lot of places don't want to deal with us because it's more work for them to pay us and like order from us and everything. So it's a little different. But at that particular location, like the dude who runs that place, Seth, he is awesome. Yeah. Like he wants the local stuff. Excuse me.
And that's kind of what we have to find is because there's definitely people that they want to carry local stuff, whether it's just from Dallas or just, from Texas. So it's just a matter of like taking the time, going out, researching, reaching out to those people or whatever. So, it's hard because, we both still have our day jobs. So the amount of time we can, dedicate to that during the week is limited.
Very,
basically. So we're probably not growing as fast as we could if we had access to weekday daytime time, but we're figuring it out.
Well, the fact that you got another person on board seems to be like you're heading in the right direction. So I imagine in due time it'll all show up. The fact that you said you have people reaching out to you, you're in more places than you've been in the past. I think those are all, again, steps in the right direction.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and like we don't ever just like, hey, do this thing. No, we actually like take the time to talk about it, see if it's going to be worth it, see if there's any possible issues. Like we take our time, like doing stuff and figuring it out because we want to make sure it works, not just for us, but for our customers.
And like Mountain Born saying you guys have a solid foundation because you're taking the time to do everything slowly and make sure you're doing it correctly. You're not just rushing into things. It might be a slow burn. Like you said, maybe you could be accelerating at a faster pace, but taking the safe and steady route is always a wise thing to do.
Yeah. And we've actually had, I forget what it was, but there's a beer group on Facebook that's like, oh my goodness, I just heard about this meadery in Carrollton. Like, and then somebody in the comments like, oh, they need to work on their marketing. And like, I commented to that person and I was just like, no, this was our plan. Like, we wanted to start small and grow naturally. Like,
seems like marketing's working.
Yeah, exactly.
Heard about us on Facebook.
Yeah. And after that, he's like, all right, bravo, you did it. Like, you're doing, cause like, and that's good. That's what we're looking for, cause I guess we're slowly spreading our name.
Yeah,
and
I mean, honestly, that is the thing, is our marketing is very much like word of mouth is probably our biggest thing, and then being out at like bars and bottle shops and people see us. And then when they realize that we're local, they seek us out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's, and then the stickers, that was a thing from the very beginning, is giving out free stickers. And people will come and see us at market and be like, oh, I saw the sticker on my friend's guitar case or whatever, Yeah. And so it's, that's just the way we're doing it.
It is.
Slow and steady.
Yeah!
Exactly.
Thank you, TK.
Yes. Everybody needs a Fox and Raven sticker somewhere on their laptop or water.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll send you a sticker. Just like contact us. We'll work with you. Like it's fine. Take it.
We've even had the price of that sticker.
Well, yeah. But we've had people reach out and be like, I can't really get your meat over here, but can you send some like stickers and some labels? It's like, absolutely, you know, like no question, here you go. And we send it to them. Woo, like fell. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're the little guy. We know that, so we just try to do.
You off. Knocking over lights and stuff.
Right?
Corn's not usually here. You can't have it. No.
Well, that's. I think it's really cool that you guys have that. Like I said, that mentality of it. We're going to grow at our own pace. We're just going to take everything slow. Because I know if I were you and I was feeling that success, like I would be doing everything I could to get away from my day job, just because running a meadery sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's probably the hardest part, is having patience in this whole thing. Because there have definitely been times when I'm like, I just want things to happen faster, and you know.
Or I don't want to be at a desk all day and then go to the meadery. Like, I can just be at the meadery at a desk at the meadery.
Right? That would be freaking nice. Yeah. Is that in the plans for either of you in the next 12 months, potentially?
You know what? Just like what flavors people want to drink, it's hard to put a timeline on when we can actually
that's a good way to put it, yeah.
Because,
nice.
you know, when we first started this, we were predicting that I would be able to quit my job within a year, and now we're 2 years old in the meadery, and I'm still going steady in my job. I even got a promotion in my day job, so it's like I'm even sunk in further.
Yeah.
Into
steps in the opposite direction.
Right?
You're not wrong. And believe it or not, the same thing happened to me. They're like, hey, we like what you do, we're gonna promote you. I'm just like, no, okay, I'll take the money.
So we're hardworking. We're hardworking.
Yeah.
But like, it's hard to say. Now, do I want to? Like, of course, and I do recognize that it would probably help us grow a lot faster if we could have one of us dedicated 40 hours during the day, to spread the word, spread the mead, whatever. But we have bills that we have to be responsible for.
It does seem to be the plight of the mead maker. You run into, I think just by volume you can get more breweries, and by their cost to operate a brewery is significantly lower than it is, I would say, than a meadery. Especially since just like your product overhead is significantly cheaper to sell. Bottles are cheaper, everything like that. So I think, just by nature, there's so many meaderies. You can probably count on two hands the number of mead makers in the country, or meaderies in the country, that are operated by people that aren't working another job, unless they're retired. And I don't count that. I mean, because then you're basically taking that up as your job. So it's I guess kind of a push or a wash.
Well,
but
like I feel like that's a common small business thing anyway. Because I'll talk to people who. Yeah, they have bars or restaurants or whatever when we're trying to sell, and I'll ask for the owner or the, whoever's in charge, and they're like, oh, they're at their day job right now, So it's like, I think it's a thing for a lot of people who are working their dream of having their own business and making it work. Like, that's kind of just the way it is. Like, you can get that success and hit that point where you're like, okay, I'm good, I can do this now.
Yep.
So it's comforting to know that we're not the only who are doing it this way, for sure.
No. Well, when I was distributing mead in Arizona, I was thinking to myself, I was crunching these numbers like, all right, if I can sell this many bottles at this price, and like, all right, I had to figure out, I was like, if I could move 48 cases a month, I can quit my job. And I started thinking about the logistics, like, man, there's probably most meaderies don't move 48 cases a month. I mean, that's a lot of freaking mead.
Commercially we move 2 to 5 kegs and various amounts of cases, anywhere from 5 to 10 to businesses. The rest is all done, by markets and everything.
Right now.
So,
sure.
But we are looking to change, and we are gonna, once we get a couple of these flavors back out, we're gonna start hunting a lot further away from where we're located to kind of find some bottle shops and some bars.
And part of that is, I was saying, running out, selling out of things and being like, well, we sold all this, now we can't. People are asking for it, and we don't have it. So again, the tanks and hiring somebody. So it's a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
But we're figuring it out.
No, I think you're doing it the right way. I'm really interested to see how it goes with these distribution, with all these distribution spots, because it seems like you're going for, like casting a wide net, and see, you're not discriminating against any one type of thing, just because you guys have your specific type of energy. If there was a sports bar or something that wanted to carry yourself, you certainly wouldn't indiscriminate. Say,
Right?
hey, you want to carry our
business is
stuff? All the
business.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and actually we've found out recently that like most of our demographic is more women than anything. And it's like
Cool.
that's one of those fascinating things, right? Right? But it's like it's one of those that's actually kind of interesting but like genuinely awesome. So
Like I said, nothing is what you think it's going to be.
yeah.
Like everything I thought going into this, I was like, all right, it's going to do this and we're going to grow this fast and I can quit my job. Nothing has been the way that I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like we don't mind. We're very good at changing direction really fast and adapting. So we're okay with it for sure.
We can move slow, yet we can move fast when we need to.
Exactly.
I think you mean when we have the product.
When we have the product, we can move as quickly as we can. Right.
So yeah, but hopefully those 2 tanks will help us alleviate that.
No, they will for sure. So
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about doing any collabs with any of these local spots, say like that D20 Tavern? I know that like there are multiple places out there that do collabs with non-mead related industries. I always thought that was a really cool aspect to help get your name out there in the community more, especially amongst people who might not necessarily know you otherwise.
Yeah, it's not something we've really looked into outside of the meadery world, but it's not something we're opposed to. It's just I haven't done a lot of braggots or for some reason the name of the mead wine is Escape Pyment. I haven't really done a lot of those personally, so I don't quite know how to adapt the flavors to that. Not saying I can't learn, it's just I don't really have the experience, so it's not something I've looked into.
That's not even what I was talking about. Although that's awesome, that's where you went with that.
Oh,
I meant more like, say, with the D20 Tavern, say they came out and said, hey, we'd like to do a collab where or maybe a collab isn't necessarily the right word, like an exclusivity flavor or like a limited release flavor for them. Say, hey, we're doing something for this D&D release. We would like something specific.
Technically, we're not allowed to do that.
Yes.
No, I didn't necessarily mean that, like exclusivity for exclusive. You could sell it other places and stuff, but like that's why I use the term collab, not exclusivity.
Okay, and got it. Okay, yeah, because Texas, that's the weird Texas thing that they prohibit exclusivity in alcohol products, which is fine. But we did recently make an apples pie spice one. We made that, and that was for bar distribution at the time, but we still have the formula and everything, but we're just not going to make it this year, probably, for bottle release.
So I think
we legally have to say we'll do it by request, which we will, just as long as we can get the ingredients.
We did, like, as far as like collaborating or doing events with different places, we are actually in the talks with somebody right now of doing like a sampling event or tasting event, something where we sell the egg and then we can be available to talk about it and then like possibly show up in GAR, but it's like early talks and things like that. It's another thing where it's like we're doing so much, and with just the 2 of us, our time for planning things like that's very limited. But hopefully, with another employee, we can do more of that. Because it's all about like who networking, getting in touch with these people, having them understand like our brand, what we're doing, and making sure we mesh. And that's the thing, we're a little weird, so it's. Why
couldn't you be hiring when I was driving through there? You told me you were hiring. Like, hey, I would have stopped. I come work for you guys. I like you. You're my kind of weird.
I mean, I was going to say the answer to that would be yes. So come back to Texas? ?
Well, see, now I already got a job and getting established. Actually, we're looking for a house here, and one of the things I wanted to talk to Savannah about real quick, if we can kind of detour this real side, was that digress the conversation quickly. We're going to need an art piece for our house when we get one, and we're kind of thinking like a painting of some chips and salsa with guac.
Oh.
Yes. Why not?
To commemorate like our first experience at your house when we came by, and the first thing we got to have at your guys' house when we visited was chips and salsa and guac. We're like, that'd be a cool painting to have in the kitchen.
I was going to say, we also had the salsa verde, which y'all love too. So
both of those things. Yeah. Throw it all in there.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
So we'll definitely get a commission the Savannah painting when we get this up and going. Cause
there you go.
I love your artwork style. Well, we all love your artwork style. I don't think anybody doesn't. Speaking of artwork styles, how is the hunt and the hare and the stag, and how's that series coming along?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you asked about that because we actually do have the heart, which is going to be the deer one. That one's aging currently in the barrel right now, and it is pretty close to being done. We're tasting it every once in a while. We haven't talked a lot about it, so we kind of want it to be like a boom surprise, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's shaping up real good. Like it's taking on the bourbon flavors very nicely, but still leaving a lot of that natural mead flavor in there, or traditional mead, I should say. So yeah, and we just took the same batch that we were had of our traditional, the hunt the hare, and just put it in the barrel, and it's coming out really nicely right now. So it still needs a little bit more, not too much longer, but it's getting there.
And was there going to be a third one in that collective as well?
Yeah, so the third one's going to be the hunt the horn. So that one's going to be unicorn themed, and that one is going to be a special. I was
thinking like
mead.
Ram or something, but
no. It is going to be. I don't know that
we haven't decided on the varietal yet, but it's going to be a pretty rare varietal traditional.
Okay.
And we're going to try to find a barrel that's going to be very good with that type of honey. So,
so the idea is there, but it's not finalized yet. It's definitely going to be kind of our higher end offering for sure. We really want to make it really special.
Yeah.
Just like the unicorn is rare and magical and sparkly. We want that one to be like that too.
Yeah, and I'm thinking either like a plantation rum barrel or maybe a mezcal barrel, just to kind of see what it would do. So rum is really good.
Yeah, so I like the sound of a rum barrel. That sounds legit.
Yeah, no, rum, like, I don't care what anybody says, rum barrels to me are better than bourbon barrels, but they both make good stuff. So can't argue which one does which.
If you're going to go with a rum barrel, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring or a hat into the ring for Tupelo honey.
Yes, yeah,
we're going to go for a crazy varietal here.
Yeah, because the problem is that's like $500 a freaking bucket, and I'm just like, oh, but it is good. It's good honey.
Charge for.
Oh yeah, no, we would charge a lot for that.
You need to. You have to have the variety. You got to have your nice carb priced meads, and you got to have your high end meads too.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to be higher end. I personally am partial to holly honey. That's my favorite.
And that's actually starting to be a rare honey now, actually. So that may actually be the route we take.
That makes me sad because it's so good. But that might be something. Yeah. We'll have to try it, of course. We always do test batches of everything. So we'll probably start off with a few varietals and get some, chips and do a couple of tests.
Yeah, we'll do chips or cubes or whatever just to get a general idea. It's delicious, actually.
Was that?
Yeah, so my brother...
was that your drinking there? Is that the...
So this is my brother. He went to Hawaii and he got something from Manoa Meadery. And this one's... it is what does it say on the back here? It's a Christmas berry honey, and it's got at least violet in there and something else. It is lovely. Like, it is very lovely. I've got to drink her drink now. She's taking the rest of it. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. When my wife snatches my drink and gives me hers, I know whatever I had was super amazing.
No, this is fine. She can have this. I'll have the El Dorado with the mezcal mixed in with the tahine rim.
We'll just get some more from Hawaii tomorrow. It's fine.
I mean, you can order it online through Vino Shipper. So.
Oh well, I can't. Not in Virginia. It sucks, but you can.
Virginia.
Oh, dude, it sucks.
Sorry, man.
It happened like the month I moved here too is when they put the kibosh on the Vino Shipper thing for Virginia. So, yeah. So.
Well, Texas
it's only been like 5 months.
Texas did, and then COVID hit, and they're like, fine, y'all can mail alcohol.
That's definitely.
And they haven't come back, which is good. So.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was just in Hawaii, and she went to a different meadery there and did not have nearly as awesome of an experience, which is really unfortunate because I hate hearing about people having bad experiences at meaderies.
And that's the thing we face as a battle on a regular basis. Like we talked about earlier, you get people like, I've had mead, no thank you, and it's like, well, try this, it's free.
Yeah, it makes me wonder because sometimes people say no, and I'm just like, who hurt you?
And there's a lot of commercial. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's
some of them are a lot of them are just I had a friend in college or whatever, so they've just had some for whatever reason some bad mead, and then it just turned him off the whole thing. And so,
which is a battle we face on a regular basis, and that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that because the free samples really what helps us sell. Like, samples equal sell. I wish more places would realize that. So
this is so great.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I kind of got out of the saying the high tide rises all ships, because it's like because those are the guys that are getting risen up with these high tides as well. And I personally am on the side of it's harder to bring for no good reason, mind you, but it's harder to bring a mead drinker back from having a bad mead experience than it is to convert them from a non-mead drinker at all, or even from a wine or beer drinker. I don't know why. People will have bad beers, bad wines, bad burgers, bad whatever. You'll have bad something, and you will go back, not you, I used to you royally, will go back and try something again. But for some reason, there's this X factor, this je ne sais quoi, I can't quantify, that causes people to not go back to mead after having a bad mead on a significantly higher ratio.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I honestly want to say it's generally the higher price point for mead than it is beer and wine and other things.
Yeah, like they purchased something that they didn't like and they spent a bunch of money on it, and they're like, now I don't want to do that again. Or maybe they think it's like more like beer, where it's like if you had one beer, you've basically had, that's what beer tastes like. Because there are people that don't like beer and they're like, oh, well, that's what beer tastes like.
Right.
And they think they have a bad mead and they're like, oh, that's what mead tastes like, and I just don't like that. And it's like, no. Maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah.
The other thing we fight against a lot too is that people will sometimes think that mead can only be sweet, or
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
And so some of our mead is semi-sweet, but for the most part we stay on the drier side, and I think that actually has served us in this area, at least the taste in this area. I think it leans on the drier side.
Yeah, like Savannah's formula, which is Down Once More, that is a drier pomegranate, rosehip, and cardamom mead. That one, like, it's literally, it ended at 10.04, so it is really, really on the drier side. But it's lovely. Like, it's very nice, easy to drink, and the people who like dry stuff tend to buy a bottle of that, which is good. And because, like she was saying, a lot of people are like, isn't mead sweet? It's like, doesn't have to be. I got a sample. You can try something that's pretty dry. And sometimes that helps people, other times it doesn't, because there's some, like, it varies meadery to meadery and brewer to brewer. Some people like the super sweet stuff, some don't.
It's an interesting phenomenon.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, that once you've had a bad mead, like, you don't want to try it again.
Well, and that's what, I just don't get it. Like, I think all of those things, I think the price point, I think the that, like, whatever, they have these preconceived notions of, like you said, with people like, oh, I don't drink, all these beers, or you can't get me to try a new seltzer beer because I've had a Truly, and all seltzers are like Trulies or White Claws or something, and there's clearly not the case. But it's at an exponentially higher proportionate rate that that happens. That is the part that boggles my mind. Yeah. Like, I get it, but why it's such a high rate? Yeah.
I'm with Savannah. It's fascinating. Like, it's not necessarily good for us as a business, but it's just fascinating to see those figures and people in real life.
Yeah, and we kind of see it as a challenge. We'll be out in a market in our car, we look a little crazy and friendly because, I have my costume on and everything, and my glitter, and I'm like, come on, like, and sometimes we can talk people into it just by being a little wacky. So they're like, I don't know what's going on over here, but I want to be a part of it.
On the other side, like, going out in garb also means we have a built-in audience of people who go to Ren fairs and everything. So they walk by us and they're like, yeah, exactly. They walk by and they're like, wait. Yeah. Right. And then it's just like, yes, 100%. Come on up.
So we got a comment here. Bear River Brewing says, mead is something I've never really tried. I'm kind of embarrassed to say it. Well, you don't have to be embarrassed to say it, but if you are, let us know where you're at, and I'm sure one of the three of us will be able to point you at a meadery that's somewhere close to you. And if not, let us know what state you're in, and we can get you on Vino Shipper, and we'll get you some mead, I promise. By the end of this thing, we'll have somebody available to get mead to you in some capacity.
Exactly. I think a little bit further up in the comments, we had Mountain Born Brewing.
Yeah.
They suggested Heather Tip and Scotland. I'm guessing they mean like a Scotch barrel.
No, heather tip is
It's a type of
Scotland
honey.
to unicorn.
Yeah,
I know,
heather from
but
Scotland.
they're
That's like
making
some of the most
next time.
expensive.
Oh, got it. Okay,
The TK initiative.
got it. Yeah.
All right. Right.
So-
Looks like he says he's in Utah. So let's see here real quick. I'm just pulling up the computer. I've got my Google Map. I thought I had Google Maps open. It's the only tab I don't have open.
Yeah, that might be one of the states that we can't actually ship to. I don't know though, because we can do 38 states.
Yep.
And I never remember
yeah.
all 38. I should just remember the 12 we can't. That'd be
We're
easier.
gonna have to do like a little nursery rhyme or like
or do like the
Animaniacs style,
yes.
come up with like a little song to rattle off.
Yeah, let's get Yakko to do the voice for you. And
Right?
Points or
whatever. So Beer Rivers, it looks like there is a spot up in Ogden. I guess it looks like it's closer to Ogden than Salt Lake. Maybe let's see here. Oh, it's in Layton, place called and it'll load the Hive Winery and Brandy Company. I have not had their stuff before. This is just a quick Google search. So there is at least one spot there, kind of locally to the Salt Lake area.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where the vast majority of people.
Give it a try, man. You never know what can happen. Worst thing is you fall in love with the feet. Oh no!
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and that's
Utah.
pretty close. Oh, you're very welcome, Beer River Brewing. Appreciate it. Yeah, go give in, and then reach out to one of us and let us know what you thought about it. We all love talking mead. We'll very much
I mean, you can
engage
be
in any
brutally honest.
conversation.
You're not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, it's not my mead, but like, just be brutally honest what you liked and didn't like. Cool. We can help you find something you like. No problem.
I appreciate brutal honesty as long as it comes along with constructive brutal honesty. Like being brutally honest and being a dick about it is one thing, but being brutally honest and being constructive in it is, it's one of those things. That's what I equivalent to, like ripping a Band-Aid off fast. It's like, oh God, that hurts, but unfortunately, it's not untrue.
Yeah, but here's the aloe.
Yeah, but here's the aloe.
Yeah.
It burns, but here's how you can make it better.
Right.
It burns, but it's still okay. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I get back to my questions tab here. So everything seems to be going good for you guys. Year 2 is in the books. We're in a couple months here into year 3. You got new flavors on the horizon. You've got new distribution routes coming up to you. You got a new employee coming up to you. It seems like, like we said before, slow and steady is seeming to be the pace, but the steady seems to be picking up the pace as well.
Yeah, and it helps too, like every once in a while on my memories, with photos and things, it'll come back and like a picture of like the empty meadery before we had any of our licenses or whatever will come up, and I'm like, you know what? We've actually come really far.
We've come a long way.
It's hard to tell whenever you're in it, but looking back always helps. And seeing your progress.
We started with no shelves, and now pretty much all of our walls are shelves.
The shelves are what shows the progress for you.
The shelves, yeah. The amount of storage we have means success.
Yes. Okay. Hey man, shelves are expensive.
They are. And I'm proud to say we bought all of our shelves secondhand.
See, that's the type of thing. The things that we don't buy secondhand: bottles, labels. Mead to go into the bottle.
Yeah.
Secondhand mead. Don't ask questions. Just leave it alone.
I would say, have you guys not seen that going around?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
Okay.
So glad we're not on that route here. Oh my goodness.
Just let her experience it for herself.
Okay.
Awesome.
I had not heard this.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, you reach out afterwards or something if you need more information. Yeah. So I also want to throw a hat in for the horn instead of a bourbon barrel or a rum barrel, maybe a brandy barrel.
Oh,
fancy.
Oh.
Because I think brandy barrels are one of the unsung barrels in the, like, you're 100% right. Rum barrels are great. Bourbon barrels are great. Rum barrels, greater. Gin barrels, very unique as well. But I think brandy barrels, are even like more underutilized than wine barrels.
Yeah.
I would love a good
I mean,
brandy.
that makes sense because like you also get that like appley, and they're typically a little sweeter, so they're going to part a little bit more of that. That's okay.
Then,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm open to that.
Right.
That's
That's
all I
things to
have.
think about for sure.
Just open to it. Just open to it. That's all I ask.
No, and this is one of those like it's going to take like okay, so our traditional to hunt the hare, it took 26 batches for us to get correct.
Yes.
And that was we tried different varietals, we tried different yeast, we tried different sweetness, we tried different acid tannin balance. Like it literally took 26 batches to get that. And for the hunt the heart, that's the high end one, I expect at least half of that, if not more.
I don't know. I think you're more experienced.
I am more experienced.
I would challenge us to do it in 5 or 10.
Yeah, but I mean that 10 is almost half. But yeah,
well,
yeah. But
5.
It's fine. Yeah. But it's going to take a little bit of time.
It's going to take some iterations to get it dialed in.
Correct. And
yeah,
if all goes well, if we get the heart out, the horn out, what we're going to do is we're going to, at least we're going to try, is to do a 3-pack of all 3. So you have the trilogy in 1 pack. So
I was going to ask that if you're going to do a horizontal. I guess not really a vertical, more of a horizontal. But yeah, that's very cool. I'd be able to do like a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah, and that one will definitely be 375 ml bottles. So just like 2 glasses of each, and that should be good. So
yeah, and don't be afraid to charge $35, $45, $50 for a 375 if you have to. I mean, there's people out there that pay that, and there's people out there that exclusively seek out those higher price point things. It's when all of your stuff is at that price point that it makes it undoable for cats.
And if anybody remembers Whidbey,
yes.
Does anybody remember Whidbey?
The Marionberry one, right?
Yeah. Yes. We said we'd never make it again, but we actually do have
Here we are.
Batch coming out. This might be the final one, though.
No, it will definitely be the final one.
Oh.
The reason why we wouldn't have been able to make it again is because we didn't own the barrel, but we purchased the barrel off of Carlos, so we put Whidbey back in it. So it's aging right now. It's taking a little bit longer than the first batch, which is okay. That's how barrels work.
Yeah.
So we're
especially ones that have some
one will
life
be ready.
taken out of them already.
Exactly. We're hoping that one will be ready November, by the latest December. So
yeah, we're gonna have a lot of options if you're looking for a Christmas gift for yourself or for anyone else.
Yeah.
Like we will.
We're hoping to have 5 to 6 flavors at that point.
Gosh,
so.
I feel like we will. I feel like they're all gonna hit at once too, like right in time for Christmas.
Yep.
And then of course we're bringing our mulling spices back, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, because that maple honey or that maple apple one we were talking about,
gosh,
dude, that
so
one,
good.
we're going to try that one with mulling spices, but I already know that one's going to be really good with mulling spices.
Nice. Yeah, how dare you have a bunch of really good meads available for holiday season? That's like very bad business practice.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're going to have merch. I'm working with an artist for a t-shirt design right now, and then I'm hoping to have bandanas and possibly beanies. So we're expanding in all the ways we can.
Yeah. Slowly but surely, because it's a lot, because it's just right now almost 3 people. Almost.
No, technically it's 3.
Yeah, technically it's 3, just officially not yet. Yeah.
But, officially, not technically, but not officially.
It's officially because we did the interview earlier today, but they have not signed all the paperwork yet. So.
I see what you're saying. So
they're hired.
They're hired.
Technicalities, but
I'll let it be fine. 3 of us.
There you go. Finally, we'll just berate you until you cave.
Negative Nancy.
I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, just a realist.
Real schmeal. You got 3 people there. Take some pride in your. It's okay to be prideful a little bit. It is a difference between to a sinful level, so to speak.
Funny thing is,
being proud of what you've accomplished.
This one, for some reason, it hasn't locked in my brain yet, so it's on me this time. Yeah,
and that's fair. Yeah. It is still fresh, but it's gonna be a 3-person operation now, and I'm really proud of you guys and happy for you and envious of your situation. If I'm being honest, like when I get to wherever I decide to go, I hope my success comes as steadily as yours has.
Yeah, I mean that's our whole thing. We just wanted to start small and grow, and we've grown to the point where even some people in other states are seeking us out. So that's really cool too. So and we even sent some mead to someone. Do you remember the channel name?
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Because I was the guy on TikTok that reviewed Down Once More.
Oh,
I think it's
cool.
Oh, the one Dennis.
Dennis, yeah. he bought some mead from us, unbeknownst to us, that like he actually did a review on TikTok about it.
Oh,
and
cool.
like he actually really liked it and everything. It was like, whoa, cool, dude! I didn't know you were doing that, but like,
Yeah.
still really awesome.
Do you have like millions of followers and stuff?
Oh no.
No,
I don't think so. But I mean, just the fact that people want to like include our mead in their reviews on their channels is like awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
like we didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't ask or whatever. He just purchased from us and just did the review.
Well,
so
you know,
a cool logo, cool products. Why would that not be the thing?
right?
Yeah, tell him, right?
Uh-oh.
I
Honeymoon's
was
over.
secret optimist. I thought I was a pessimist, and I'm finding out I'm not, which is
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like I'm more the optimist externally, but inside I'm like, help us.
no. That's the thing. It's like he's definitely like the peppier one, and I'm more of like a grunt. But I'm the one that's like, we can do it. So it's been really interesting. Also, that's another thing that's come out of this is like actually finding out like our personalities a little bit.
Things we didn't know about ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Dennis DMC Meadery on Twitter. He's the one who got a TikTok. Sorry, TikTok. Yeah. He's the one who just bought stuff from us, and like we sent it just like we thought it was a normal customer and everything.
Yeah.
So like he reviewed us, which was awesome, unexpected, awesome.
Which one was it?
Dennis DMC Meadery is the dude who did it, but he reviewed Down Once More. That's the dry pomegranate, rosehip, and cardamom.
That's mine.
That's her recipe from start to end.
So.
You're involved in more recipe flavors than you admit.
Oh,
everything.
I pretty much have a hand in every mead.
Yeah.
I'm quality. I feel like.
Yeah, no, like I said earlier, like one of us has to be happy with it before we release it.
Yeah.
But really it's more like both of us are like, yes, let's make this. I know it's not my flavor, but it works. Let's go. And that's kind of how I was with that one when she made it. I was like, it's really dry. I'm not sure if it'll sell. And honestly, it sells really decent, honestly. Yeah. So we're really happy with it, really proud with it. And it gives people that dry option if they're looking for it, which is really the key. That way you have a wider range of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, my favorite meaderies are the ones that make the widest variety of product because it shows your ability to craft a beverage at, different sweetness levels, different I don't know what the words for different technical levels, different.
Yeah. Well, you also have to know how to like balance it too. That's the other thing, So
it shows your a breadth of ability, a width of ability, and the more that people do that is the ones that are, again, my favorites, whether it's 13 of them from dry to sweet or 300 of them from dry to sweet. The fact that you try more than just we're going to go for sweet because it covers up all the flaws, or we're just going to go for 100% dry because we don't have to back sweeten anything because it's cheaper. There's places that do both of those things, and it's not to say they can't be good, but oftentimes it's you find that the more desirable stuff, it comes from the places that create the breadth of products.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what we like. We like a variety of stuff because we like to show people that you can do a lot. The only thing we can't do in our current space is a bochet, which is unfortunate. Because they don't allow any type of heating element, stove top,
bochet.
burner. Yeah, we can't really do a bochet.
Oh man, it's a shame. We have so many good bochet recipes.
Yeah, we do. And like one of our favorite is like a creme brulee inspired one, and that one's really good. But we can't do it because we can't boil that much honey.
That sucks.
Yeah. So Whitby is a bochet, but since that's such a small amount, we basically boil it at home and then immediately take it to the fermenter at the meadery. So, like that we can do, but it's not great. Like, well, it's not that it's not great. It's just that I want to do more bocets.
So, but that's okay because we have plenty of recipes that aren't bocets.
Yeah.
So it's not like a hindrance to recipes that we'll be able to release. And I know one that everybody's been waiting for, which might be the next one, is the pickle mead.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's everybody's favorite.
I was going to ask you about that. I know I had it, and I liked it when I had it, but it's still in my memory. It's like, it was a pickle mead. You couldn't have liked this thing. Is that going to be one that is apparently is coming back to some sort of annual, semi-annual release or something?
Yeah, like I keep threatening to release it, but yeah, exactly. Now that we have additional tanks, we'll have room for it. Gotcha. Like before, we were just trying to, kind of survive.
Put something out there that would sell. Now we can get a little wacky, just a little bit. You know?
Yes.
That's the thing, right? It's like we don't, we can take a little bit more risk now because we'll be able to keep stock. You know. So yeah. I think it'll. I don't know. I've been wrong. That's the thing. It's like I don't want to say it's gonna sell well, but we'll see.
We'll see.
And if we hustle, maybe well, I don't know. It's kind of late already. I was gonna say it'd be cool to have it for Christmas, with the pickles and the Christmas thing, the tradition.
We'd have to start right now, and I don't think we have the
I'm like, get back to the meadery.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
So we gotta go. We'll cut this short.
Nah, but here soon. Maybe for spring or summer we can roll that one out.
Get a collab with Martin House going, get some sort of crazy frickin' ketchup and mustard mead or some shit going on.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Actually, Martin House has calmed down quite a bit, which is weird. But I think it may be like the whole breweries are kind of struggling a little bit type of thing. So I think that may be why, because they used to release 2 new beers a week, and now they're doing 1 or 2 a month, and that's okay. Yeah. But
better to keep the doors open than do something and have to shut down.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't think it'll go anywhere. It's just a matter of they need to just scale back a little bit. That's at least that's the vibe I'm getting. But it is what it is.
3 words: beef tallow fat wash. A pickle mead with a beef tallow fat wash. Man, I'd give it a shot, but holy cow, y'all are bananas out here with that.
I was going to say, I mean, that's basically a burger at that point.
Onion mead. I mean, maybe. I mean, onions are sweet. That could work.
All right.
I mean, that's the thing, how wacky we were at Mead Stampede, not this past year, but the year before. They had a Mel chili beer, and they were passing around samples of it, and I was just I actually really like this.
It was disgusting.
I thought it was amazing.
A what beer?
Hormel chili.
Hormel chili. They actually partnered with the brewery. It tasted exactly like a dry chili. Yeah.
It was delicious.
It was disgusting.
So when I was in Oklahoma, I had a beer from a place that did a collab with stovetop stuffing.
Oh my God.
We tried that one too.
It was so gnarly. It was so gnarly.
No.
Yeah.
What did you have it? Hot dog water?
Yeah, I had the hot dog seltzer.
The hot dog seltzer, and then
it was actually surprisingly good, but I wouldn't order a second one, but it was not nearly as bad as everyone was saying it was.
You can't say anything about me liking chili beer.
No, I don't.
Like hot dog water seltzer.
When you phrase it
fucking fair
like that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not crazy.
Where's the freaking beans beer?
We want beanie weenie beer, damn it!
Right? Oh my goodness!
And beans and barley wine.
Ooh, that's my new band name.
We're porks and beans and barley wine.
Right?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
She's scrolling back up through the comments.
Cheeseburger mead. Oh no. Lamb and tuna fish.
Lamb and tuna fish? What is wrong with you?
Y'all have lost your minds.
Yellow cherry tomato wine base. Blend with pickle mead then.
Oh no.
Ooh, do a bacon wash. Oh my. Ooh.
Okay, but on the real, I have said that I think a salsa verde mead would actually be okay. I think we could make it work.
I actually made it work.
Did you? Did you already make that one?
Yes, I made that one, but it oxidized, so it's bad now.
What do you like? It was cilantro and tomatillos and jalapenos.
Cilantro. That was the one thing I left out.
Not everybody likes cilantro.
But I used tomatillos. I used onions. I basically grilled those so they get a nice smoky flavor.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I added a little bit of lime and something else to it. My brain's not remembering all the details, but it worked. It shouldn't have worked,
no, I think it worked.
But it worked.
I think it worked.
Oh no, I got it to work. But I will say, while it fermented, it was the most disgusting smelling thing I've ever smelled in my life. But then once I got all the bits out and then let it age a little bit, I didn't back sweeten it. I did it dry because I was like, salsa's a little sweet, but not too much.
Yeah.
But it actually worked. And like I had a few people try it, and they're just like, I would drink
that
this.
I like this.
Yeah, I was just like, oh God, I don't know. But like, I might try it again now.
Now that we have more tanks, I think we'll get back to making abominations.
Hey,
I like to call them.
I'm down for a good hate drink.
Wait, somebody just said age that in a Malort barrel. No!
Was that Steven that said that?
Yeah, it was.
No, Steven, get out of here with that crap. Yeah, no. Just at this last at Sugar Built to happen, Chris from Four Fires brought his Malort flight kit in. Oh my God, that like Malort is the devil. Like I am so
dude. Like I tried it, not knowing what it was before I tried it, and it wasn't as bad as people said. But I don't think I'll ever drink it again. Like it is an acquired taste, and you either love it or it's an abomination.
It's like grapefruit and pine sol.
Oh man. I wasn't brave enough to try it, so I'll take your word for it.
Well, it's like grapefruit is like the main flavor, but anise and like grapefruit and pine needles or pine, maybe even pine sol, like pine resin, like.
Oh no!
Actually,
exactly. It tastes like
right.
Self-loathing.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
I heard enough about it to know that it was good. It was so good. That's okay.
Oh yeah, wormwood oil in there. So yeah, you got some. Yeah, it's got it's like all the nastiest parts of Jägermeister.
Yeah, you're not wrong. No.
Oh, Jägermeister. Jeez, I hadn't had Jägermeister since.
You don't want it.
I was in college or something.
Yeah, me neither. It says, if you like pine sol, boy, do I have an experimental mead for you, TK. Yes, Mountain Born, please. Package all of your pine sol mead, send them to TK and Drinks, Lemon
and spruce tips, let's go!
Lemon and spruce tips, yes. Malort, when you want to, for those nights when you want to fist fight your mom.
They won. Shut it down.
Yeah. So the winning comment goes to the Dirty Bird. Says more when you want to fist fight your mom. Yes.
Way to go with the Dirty Bird. Way to go.
Kyle says he loves when Psalms review it. Oh yeah, I just imagine some bougie sommelier out there reviewing some awards gonna just have this face like they're again.
He's like
shit in their mouth.
Anything for 3 days.
Man, I was at Lost Cause one time, and they had like an aperitif that they had made that was very much along that same hyper herbal. There's a brand name one that comes in this like little shot. It's like wrapped in brown paper. It's like green, right? I can't remember what it's called, but it's in that same type of family. These aperitifs or whatever they are, but yeah, they are not for me. So they're supposed, or a digestif. That's what they are. Like,
yeah,
supposed to be like after dinner. Oh man, all it does is upset my stomach. It doesn't do anything. Like, if I wanted to be bulimic, that's how I would do it.
Fair. Or hey, I want to stop drinking, so the only thing I have in my house is Malort.
I wouldn't even waste the money at that point. I just go fucking hang myself. I mean, something. That's just too brutal for me. I can't be on board with that. Well, man, I've taken up a bunch of you guys' time tonight, and I know you guys both have to work tomorrow, so
yeah, whatever.
This is probably this is our like relaxed time.
Right?
Oh, that's right. You guys get gassed up by this type of stuff. That's right.
Oh, yeah,
this is our fun time.
Yeah, this is fun. This is awesome. Let's keep going if you want. If not, we don't have really fun.
I'm always down to keep going. I always just hate to steal time from people, usually because they have to work. I mean, I have to work in the morning, but I don't care. And I'm glad that other people don't as well.
Yeah. No, I actually get Fridays off, but I do have stuff to do, like chores, errands, and everything. But that's
be domesticated. Yeah, being domesticated, you can do on your own schedule.
Exactly. Oh no, I have to go grocery shopping. Yeah. Oh no, darn.
Did you guys get to go to Mead Stampede this year, or did you only go last year? I couldn't remember if you guys
no, we did
out there this year.
Go to both last year and this year. Like actually, cool. Mead Stampede is like one of our favorite events we go to. Like, yeah, we can't really like sell or do anything, but it's really nice just to go out, see the community, like taste what they're doing, see what's going on, and just honestly, like, it's a good reason for us to get away for the weekend, and we just take that weekend off and just hang out, have fun, and we had a blast this last weekend, or this last time. So.
Oklahoma City, I didn't, like, being from Texas, it's hard to, like, go anywhere. So usually, like, our vacations are, like, San Antonio or, like, other places in Texas, unless you fly. But I like a good road trip, and Oklahoma City never, like, really crossed my mind, and now it does, because I'm just like, there's actually a lot of cool stuff to do out there. Like, I really enjoyed being out there. Like, last time we got to go to the Cowboy Museum.
Oh, God, that was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally, like, awesome. Honestly, we went at, like, 10, and we left at 5 because they kicked us out, because that's when they closed. But we still had more to look at that point. Like, it took up that much of our time, and it was... missed stuff. Yeah, we missed stuff.
We missed all the horse stuff. Like, as we were, like, leaving, I turned and looked to the left, and it was just, like, horse stuff. And I was like, no!
Like, no, don't look at the equines. Go.
We're on a limited schedule here. We got to go.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, they have a lot of really awesome art. You know, and that appeals to me. We spent hours in the gallery. Hours.
Oh, well, we basically spent all day there. Let's be honest.
So that was time. But yeah, Mead Stampede itself, like Bryce said, like talking to people, trying different meads. We had who brought over some mead from Europe? Was that a thing?
Somebody did. I forgot who, but yeah, someone brought some mead from Europe.
All the sponsors. The Jamboree sponsors, we all pitched in, and I understand that our money went to bringing in, like, the Juniacs and all that stuff.
Yes. Those were all lovely. Some of them really sweet, but, like, generally speaking, every one of them was a masterpiece. So, because there's 4 or 5 of them, memory served, and it was real hard not to just be like, this is mine now.
Yeah. And I'm taking this bottle home, and anybody who wants one is going to catch one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, it was that good. Most of them were. Some of them were just kind of like, I can see what they were doing, but it's not really that great. But of the 5, like 3 or 4 of them were just absolutely just incredible. So that was really, really awesome.
Yeah, you can
tell
the ones that were, like, truly micro-oxidized versus the ones that were kind of, like, forced and kind of still growing.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, but the whole thing with those styles is they take years to be ready. So, I mean, that's, But, you like to them, at least 3 that you like.
Yeah.
So.
I was DD, so I was, like, sipping.
Yeah, she was sipping. I was letting loose.
And I was not.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's the point of having a DD is, like, don't overindulge, but just enjoy yourself.
It's usually the other way, so I was like, hey, you go ahead. But I still got to taste everything. Everything is really good. But yeah, it's a good time. We love going out there. We love sponsoring the Jamboree. I mean, who doesn't want to pay for the party, right?
Right?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that you and me paid for that. all those
yeah, I think it was you, me, and I want to say Quantum Collective.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I don't remember who the other Jamboree sponsor was.
Yeah, I want to say it was that. Just off the top of my head, I don't know for sure, but yeah.
We got a comment from...
But it's still one of those, like, you pay for the party, whatever. Like, I just like helping and showing up and just, honestly, like...
Well, and seeing people that you talk to online.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a weird family reunion without having the family. It's really awesome at the same time.
Well, we've got
3
people... We got 3 people from the Discord down in here. Green Mountain, so Kyle's in here. Jake, Dogfetch Stick is in here. And then
hey,
Shelly's in here as well.
Shelly. Hey, Shelly. Miss you.
And she had just messaged me, I believe it was Shelly just messaged me earlier this week, that she got to take home one of my bottles that I had sent to Mead Stampede and did a tasting with her homebrew group, and they all really liked it. So even
nice. Yeah,
always the benefits of going to the competitions is taking home bottles. That's one of my favorite parts.
I've still got like 6 or 8 bottles or something. I basically went with an empty box and just filled it up when I left. I haven't cracked open a single one, but I'm about to just because I'm curious.
There you go.
But
yeah.
Well, it's also nice to see what other people do, because that may influence you, or just it lets you see what's out there too. So
yeah, and a lot of times it's like yes, I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
See here, Dog Fetch. Jake said we had a really, really awesome group of meads to share at the Jamboree. Thanks to all the sponsors. Yeah, I'm glad everybody had a good group of meads to try out there. I love a good Polish mead, so the more
I mean, like,
Polish meads people
all of
try, the
those that
better.
they chose was really good. So, not complaining or arguing. I would take any one of the bottles home, no questions asked.
Mountain Born says there's a Discord. Yes, there. We're specifically talking about the Discord for either doing the most and or man-made mead. They both have Discords.
Yep.
I tried my own Discord, but I don't have that much time and energy to put into all of that stuff. So everybody kind of just hangs out in both their Discords, and it's
There's
pretty
those,
pretty
and
chill
then
fun.
there's the
Oh,
there's
yeah, the
the
international
mead
one.
hall. Yeah, the mead hall. Yeah,
Mead Hall. So yeah,
and that one I'm
between
not
those
in as
three.
much. Yeah, I'm not in that one as much just because like I don't really know the people that well, but also like there's just so much data that gets pushed through there. I just can't keep up.
Yeah,
with
that
it,
one is
so.
really busy by comparison because again, it's international, so you got people from all over posting. So it's not just like, you know, it's heavier at this time of the day or that time of the day. It's, I mean, it's like always going. It's a constant feed.
Exactly. Yeah, it's still nice if you need a question answered, like any time of the day. That's very nice, but like generally speaking, there's so much happening. I can't keep up with it. I just don't have the time because I'm also, you know, working basically 2 jobs. So yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's yeah. Unfortunately, like you said, you can't necessarily get away from that until you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. So do you guys have any competitions that you guys are entering or anything right now? I know you guys have some hardware that you've picked up.
Yeah, not at the moment. Like, we very much are selective in our competitions. Like, we're not necessarily big on submitting to competitions because we're not necessarily like, oh, we have to make the best. Like, that's not really what we're about. We just want to make a nice, drinkable mead. You know?
I think the last one we were in was Valkyrie's Horn.
I think it was Valkyrie's Horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not last year, maybe the previous year, because they have a unusual schedule, it seems.
And then there is a Texas Mead Association that usually has a
Texas Mead Fest.
Right, yeah. And they have the fest and they have a competition, but I think this year the competition didn't happen, so we didn't get to enter into that one.
Yeah, there was, long story short, the homebrew side and the professional side used to operate as one. Something happened, they split off, so the homebrew went on, and then the professional kind of got left behind. I don't know all the details. I'm just going off of weird little tidbits I've heard.
It's picking back up now. It's just that the contest didn't happen this year, but I think if they're gonna try to do it next year, so that might be the next one we go into. I think that just by virtue of us being so busy, trying to juggle a bunch of things and stuff like that, those kinds of things have kind of fell off a little bit. But I think we would want to try to get back into it.
Yeah, it's not that I'm saying no, we're not going to do competitions. It's just it's not really our goal, but it is nice to win awards whenever we did, because we won one with the Texas Mead Fest our first year around, which was nice.
I'm competitive. I want to win awards. It just hasn't been our focus.
I like to see where I stand compared to, you know, my peers, so to speak, as far as, you know, it's cool when you can get like a broader, if you can send to, you know, 3 or 4 different competitions, the same mead, just to kind of get like a regional type of view of the product.
That's the other challenge too, because I feel like there's a lot, and that was kind of our bad, because I don't know that we knew there were homebrew competitions before we went commercial. And once we went commercial, you're limited on which, you know, you can actually enter.
I knew the competitions existed. I just never partook in them because I was just always like, I just do this for a hobby.
So it's your fault.
Fine. But it's, as a professional now, like, it's limited, and the fees are usually a lot higher, which makes sense, honestly. But like, you go from like, oh, it's $5 an entry to $125 an entry. It's like,
I would rather see it. I would rather see the entry levels actually at least on the same par as the for commercial, as you're saying, for the lower, or I would like to see the commercial entry price lowered down to the same as the homebrew, or at least something closer to that, because I would like to see a higher level of entrance and competition. On the commercial side. You know, you almost always, from my own personal experience, get more entries for your homebrew, again, based on what you're saying, the fact that A, there's more homebrewers, and B, it's at a better price point than for the commercial stuff. You tend to see a lot of the same commercial meaderies, in the competition. So like when you see the same people winning on a fairly consistent basis, that's cool for them, and I give them all the kudos. But again, your field of competition is significantly more narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly something we probably need to pay more attention to.
Yeah, although I will say, I think the lowest score we ever got was a 34, so I'm proud of that. So I'll take that.
Oh, look at Mr. I've only never got less than a 34 over here.
Well, look, that's what I'm saying. It goes up to 50. You basically start with 20, all right? Basically, everyone gets 20. But, the big thing is every time we submit something, like, it usually goes to people who have no idea what things are going to taste like or supposed to taste like. So,
I will say that we did enter, I don't remember the competition, and it doesn't really matter, but we did enter the prickly pear into a competition, and I think it's such a unique flavor. Maybe people are not familiar with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that potentially hurt our score just because they weren't sure what it was
supposed to taste like. It absolutely hurt.
But it's so funny because that's the thing too. That's another reason I don't really worry about it too much, is because what places is not necessarily what sells the most.
Mm-hmm. That's true. No, and I don't ever try to mean to imply that that would better your product or anything. I just like you, Savannah. I can get a bit of the bite of the competitiveness in me, and I like to
for sure.
Just for funsies to see who can brew a better brew.
On a commercial level cost $500, so it's one of those
and it shouldn't. I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like it really shouldn't.
It's a balance. Like I would like to do more competitions. I just hadn't thought about it honestly in a while because we've been focusing so hard on
like expanding and just growing.
I was gonna say juggling, but
juggling. Woo!
So we got to put that back.
Right? Yeah.
Got to put that back in the rotation as the competition.
Yeah.
Well, again, like with all things that we've mentioned tonight, hopefully with a third person, we'll be able to give a little exhale, be able to kind of step back, recalculate, refocus in the positive directions, of course, and get some of these things back on the burner. Green Mountain says, Kyle says, I need to chill with my competitive spirit. Yeah, you need to chill with the competitive spirit, Kyle. Everybody knows you make good mead. You make phenomenal mead. You win awards with mead. Now focus on getting us that mead in a legally commercial fashion. or in a low-key, illegally commercial fashion. I don't care. Just get us your mead.
No, it's fine, yeah.
Oh, what? Huh? What?
Nothing happened. This isn't being recorded, right?
Most definitely not live at all. Carlos says he'll keep you guys informed on all the comps and everything, which is good because all he has to do is email you over. Then you can be aware.
I appreciate that, Carlos. But also, Carlos is now competition, so I'm never going to win. But that's okay.
I know. That's
you guys make some great meads. No, Carlos, you guys make some great.
I was going to say, Carlos, I'll enter my recipe in, and I'll take you down there.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Texas, a good friendly Texas.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm not afraid of competition.
And I think Wild West is in here, who's also a Texas meadery, if memory serves as well. I could be wrong, because Wild West said they were from Texas. So all these Texas meaderies here having a good old meat off. I like that. Oh, thank you.
Well, that's why I like the Texas Meat Fest when they do the competition, because it's really nice just to see how you deal with the local people that you're like quote unquote up against, like business wise.
I think it's really cool that we are having so many Texas meaderies pop up because like Texas is like such its own thing, and we have our own flavors here, and I think it's really cool. I mean, even just like the prickly pear one. I know I keep talking about it, but like I feel like that's like a flavor from not just from Texas, but it's definitely a Texas thing.
It's a very southern desert area.
And just like mesquite honey is another one that I like to work with, and it's like a Texas thing, mesquite.
Texas, Arizona.
Texas is my home, and like doing stuff with Texas ingredients makes me so happy.
Agreed.
Say if you want to go that route, okay, we go back to the Hunt the Horn. How about like a Guajillo honey? That's almost exclusively like a Texas thing. There's no other states that really do. I mean, I think you can get Mexican Guajillo honey as well, but
I can actually get that stuff from Texas Walker Honey Farm.
That's where I got mine from. That stuff is delicious.
I was gonna say, like, According to
I hope you're writing
Carlos,
this
though,
down.
again from Texas Longhouse Mead,
Yeah.
it varies drastically from year to year. Like he said, one
And they
year
can't
it was
even get it some
butterscotchy.
years.
Yeah, but like one year he's like, it's butterscotch. It literally is butterscotch in a freaking glass. And then the next year he's like, I forgot what he said, but like it got rid of all the butterscotchy tones and it was like more arid and dry, which is odd. But hey, I mean, it just means that it. And that's the thing we try to tell people. Like the ingredients may change year to year, and that's fine. That's natural. That happens. But
yeah, all that means is that when they
hopefully
find one
we
that
can
you
get
like, you have
the
to
flavors
stock up on it.
Yeah.
So buy more meat, everybody.
Yes, do that, please.
Oh, Wild West is from SoCal. Oh, it said from Texas, currently in SoCal. Okay, I must have read what they had said. I could have sworn it said Lubbock, Texas. From Lubbock, Texas. My mistake.
Got it. Got it.
Yes. So let's see here. Mountain Born says, and I mean competitions work as both a chance to get awards, which help with sales, and as a chance for feedback for R&D, which helps spread help spread word of contact and get your name out there. So it definitely does have multifacets to it when you're entering competitions. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see here. Jake says he's going to open up a meadery in Illinois and call it Texas Short Bus Meadery. Oh, good God.
Do it! Do it!
Do it, Jake. Do it. The Texas
your money where your mouth is, Jake.
Oh, my Lord.
And you better have a bus that serves mead. That's all I'm saying. Just be like Retro Meadery. Just have the mead bus. But just make sure it's a short bus.
Yeah, they're... Oh, God, that freaking mead busting they have is so freaking wild.
Oh,
like, I haven't seen
agree.
them. I haven't seen them go out and do anything with it yet, but I'm like really hoping that they get out and like next summer.
No, I've seen them I've seen on their Instagram that like they take it to like I wouldn't necessarily say farmers market, but they have like a tent and everything, and they park the mead bus behind them, and they just pull samples and everything from there. So
I guess I haven't seen those pictures yet, but yeah, I would. It's basically like a little mobile tap room thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty legit.
Yeah, that's why I said like that's a genius idea. Like I can't argue that. Well done.
Yeah, it's something that it's one of those things that separates. Like I like the fact that everybody can pull ideas from everybody else and say, hey, that's what's working here, and make it work for them as well. And I like equally as much the uniqueness that each meadery brings in on their own individual level. It's I guess maybe a lot more noticeable because there's so few meaderies by comparison to like breweries and stuff. But it's also one of those things that really, I think, it adds to the cool, unique nicheness of the mead industry.
Yeah, I agree. And it's always nice to meet another mead maker just because they're very few and far between. And even at our markets, we get various people being like, "Oh, I'm making mead right now." And my favorite question is, "What are you brewing?" And then they get really excited and amped up, and it's like, "Oh, that's cool." And like sometimes they'll give advice, sometimes they'll just listen. It just depends because it depends on their experience and all that and how they're going. But it's really nice. It's really nice to see that it's out there and the hobby is growing. That's good. That's what we want.
Yes, you definitely want more people getting into the industry than leaving it, which unfortunately seems to not be the case, especially when it comes to like craft breweries right now. Those places are closing down left and right.
I mean, it's just how it is, and that's just the market at the moment. And it doesn't help with all the political things that are happening. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Fair enough.
It doesn't help with that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
people are being much more frugal with their dollar than they have been in previous years, and being able to get somebody to part with that, especially I think regardless of what happens in the coming weeks, it'll be next year will be a little bit of a sigh of relief just from not that consistent barrage of political melodrama over top of our head. Again, anything else set aside is just all that consistent pressure. Right, yeah. Exactly, because everybody's on edge. So let's hope next year, 2025, can be a mead revival year, and let's see more places opening up than closing down.
Heck yeah.
This year, there were so many places that were supposed to open up that are basically in either stagnation or lots of places unfortunately closing down as well. Some big places closing down.
Yeah, and that happened even here in Dallas. One of the biggest breweries. I wouldn't necessarily say it closed, but they closed the brewing facility within Dallas, and that was Deep Ellum Brewing. They've been going for a long time, well known in the area. But like Monster, the energy drink beverage company, like bought them out, and like, oh yeah, no, they'll still be around. That facility is closing. We're gonna make it elsewhere, and it's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, you have a perfectly good facility, perfectly good brand that gets people on a regular basis, but okay, fine, whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah.
DLM, that's the one with the little white elephant or whatever it is.
The what?
Was that the brand you said? DLM?
Deep Ellum. So Deep Ellum is a
Ellum.
small little neighborhood in Dallas area.
Okay.
So yeah, it's constantly one of those. This is the best place to be. You don't want to go there. You're going to get shot. Now it's good. No, shot. No, good. Shot. Good. It just goes all over the place. So, but the Deep Ellum Brewing Company has been there for, I want to say, at least 10 years. And, like, they're well known in the area. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
But the Monster bought them out and just like, hey, you know that facility you're working in?
Well,
it's gone.
That's not necessarily like a closing. They got sold. I can't think. I know I've heard of a couple of things, and just being on Instagram and following people, you definitely do see people like saying, "Hey guys, this is our goodbye party" or whatever, and it is really sad. But it's a sign of the times what's happening right now. And like you said, I hope next year we can get back to better times.
Yeah.
So
more places opening than not.
Yeah. But I mean, before we even knew the state of just the brewing industry in general, not necessarily beer or anything, like that's one of the reasons we wanted to start the way we did. Like no tap room, just kind of do these farmers markets, just kind of like stay afloat, just get out there, get our name out there. And that's what we wanted to do from the get-go, because if we opened with the tap room, we honestly probably would have been closed at this point.
We almost did.
Yeah, we almost opened with the tap room. We almost did, and the rent almost twice what we're currently paying. But
it fell through.
Yeah, it fell through, which in the long run,
on the landlord's end.
Yeah, on the landlord's end.
Which I was really upset about at the time, but honestly, like it's definitely one of those things.
At the point.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you don't see it at the time, but it ends up the way it needs to be, right? So
yeah, and I think I would really like to see just anybody who's anticipating on making a meadery or opening a meadery or in the process, use this time to kind of stop and assess the situation and possibly rethink your route on opening your meadery. Do I need to get rid of all my homebrew equipment and upgrade to commercial equipment, or can my homebrew equipment just convert over to commercial equipment because I have a license and now it is commercial equipment because I'm commercial?
Exactly.
And what are these ways that I can save money, and can I do these things, be able to be as frugal as possible, be able to be as efficient as possible, because it's the only way that you can really survive out there as a bead maker. You better be cunning, you better be clever, you better be on your toes, because the world is a cold, brutal place out there, and they will slice it out from underneath you in a second.
Labor for me in Savannah, it's free for us for the business. Now, that being said, we're still giving our time away, of course, but we don't have to pay anyone to do the work. So
be nice.
We are doing that very shortly here.
Yeah.
But it's still one of those, like, you got to start somewhere. You're going to have to put in a lot of quote unquote elbow grease just to get out there.
I can understand the temptation of going like all the way really fast, and I know.
Well, I mean, look at the way Carlos did it. I mean, I just call him out because he might even be in here. I mean, that dude went from 5-gallon carboys and maybe a couple little bit larger fermenters to how many tanks and pumps and hoses and sight glasses and all this everything. I mean,
1,000-liter tanks at the moment. Yeah. So.
Right, and so he's still using his homebrew equipment. So he kept all his homebrew equipment and then upgraded and added those things to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, that's a smarter way. One of the smarter ways to do it. Being able to just throw everything away, go out and buy $250,000 to $500,000 worth of stuff, and then, like you said, sign a lease at some ridiculous, high 4-figure, low 5-figure lease and all this stuff. It's like, get the hell out of here. Like, I don't understand who thinks they're selling that much meat. I guess there's one place I know that's doing that, but I mean, I think they're the exception to the rule. But it's
well, yeah, and I mean, he and Carlos have talked massive details before, and like he's doing good. He's setting himself up for success. He really is. So
Right.
I'm really happy to see him come around and all that. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know that Carlos isn't going out and buying brand new tanks. He's pretty frugal with his money. He's driving to pick
every
these
one of his
tanks up
tanks is
himself. He's going out and doing it what I would consider the way I would do it. So me being an only child, everything I do is obviously the right way. Everybody else does everything wrong. So if you do it the way I would do it, you're obviously doing it the right way.
Right? Yeah.
I can barely say that with a straight face. My God.
But yeah, I mean that's just what you have to do,
Yeah.
And I mean, you got to take these baby steps. You got to learn as you go. You can't take these giant leaps.
Some people can.
Some people can.
We can't afford to do that.
No, but that's the thing. Like, money is our limiting factor, and even with that, like, we understand that we work within that. Like, and it's a balancing act. It really is. Are we making money hand over fist? Absolutely not. But
Not
you know
yet.
what? Yeah, not yet. Good call. We are working on getting there. Like, like I said, we get our name out there. We go to different markets. Like, people come up like, I've heard of you. Like, well, come and try our stuff. Things like that. So it's paying off rather nice.
Yeah.
Well, if nothing else, I was gonna say, if nothing else, we're getting fulfillment out of this.
Yes, definitely. It is the best thing I do all week. Absolutely.
The dividends aren't always monetary, but corny bastard.
Lame.
Whatever. I really enjoy it, truthfully.
Everybody loves snuggling and cuddling. Get out of here.
Right?
The meadery it's a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a creative outlet for both of us, and I think that's really the most important thing for both of us. Like, it's creative for him for doing the actual mead making. It's creative for me for doing like the label design, and other things that we do.
And every bottle you sell a piece of art.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
We're having fun. That's the most important part.
Have you thought about looking into sticker labels for the bottles? You can get them made, but it actually has like a peelable sticker, so when they peel it off, they could actually have the little Fox and Raven or the whatever the logo was. You could peel it off. And
no, I hadn't seen that.
I hadn't heard of that yet.
That might be
okay.
fun.
Do a little keyboard warrior on that action. There's some pretty cool stuff out there when those go.
It for sure.
I mean, we always give away a sticker with every purchase, except the regulars. I've started asking the regulars, do you want another sticker? Some of them are like, yes. Others are like, I've got like 13 of those. It's like, okay, you don't have to.
At this point, I've got like 5 in my drawer still that I haven't put on stuff.
Are you sure, TK? I can mail you some more.
One of the things that we are doing is I have started doing like art prints. So some of the labels that we have, we're selling them at Market at the art prints, like Desdemona for sure.
Oh yeah,
that one cool.
Sells pretty well.
Sells really well too. Smells
really well.
Smells really well.
It smells good. It looks good. Yeah, that's a really cool one. I like that one.
So yeah, so as we get more labels out, there'll be more prints and things like that, and so that's kind of what we're doing. But yeah, like I said, we're being creative, we're having fun, and if that ever stops, then we're gonna have to quit. Like that's the most important part.
It feeds my soul right now, and that is very, very nice.
I mean, honestly, it has to, because we put so much into this, outside of our full-time job. If it wasn't fulfilling, there's no way we could do as much as we do.
Absolutely not.
Like it's for sure.
Yeah, no, again, watching you guys just going through your Instagram feed or your Facebook, I mean, it's 99%, hey, we're at the market. And I mean, it is every weekend. It
is. But the thing is, like, the only reason why we make those posts is because our followers are like, oh, right. Yeah. And they'll actually make the trip out there. And we've seen people walk up from the side of our booth like, hey, okay, I'll take one of those. They get them, and then they walk behind our booth and leave. Like, we've seen that happen so much. Like, they come
to the rest of the fair. They just came there for you.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like, it's very nice, but, like, there's tons of other people with lots of good stuff. But at the same time, like, sometimes you got to get your fix. I get it.
Right. Yeah, you can only advocate for the fair so much. You're like, hey, if they're coming here just for me, I'll take it. At least they came to the fair. They know it exists.
Exactly.
You're still helping benefit the the greater overall cause. So to be able to have that type of I'd say fanatical type of followers, but to have that type of dedicated followers has got to feel really darn good.
It does. It does.
It really does.
Yeah. I'm very envious of like I've recently started getting to work at a meadery here in town and watching people come in and getting to try the meads and getting to, it's like really cool watching people's faces light up. It's like, man, I really wish that was my product I was getting to do that with.
Yeah.
So it's I'm happy for you guys on multiple levels. So kudos and congrats to you guys for pulling off what you have for the past 2 years at least, and hopefully many more to come.
Oh yeah, like we would love this to be our full-time job. It's just not in the cards at the moment. It will be for Savannah first because she needs to escape that horrific job, and for me, I'm still kind of
that
doing
we're taking promotions at.
Right? Yeah. No. I mean, like I said, we both got promotions, and it's like one of those like, oh, we're doing everything right, but wrong.
It's like, I'm taking your more money, but I don't want to.
Right? Yeah. But I will take it.
I'm gonna take it because I'm here anyway. So, but trust me, when it's time to leave, I'm gonna leave. Still, this isn't gonna, hasn't changed my animosity.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You guys deserve to be out of there and doing your stuff. I think all mead makers deserve to be out of their 9 to 5, so to speak, and making mead full time. I wish the industry was a little more supportive of that. The one thing I wish, if I could change anything in the mead world today, it would be invigorating younger people to understand that drinking doesn't have to be just to get drunk. You can drink as like a socially and culturally relevant thing without just the woohoo party college mentality of it. Because there's so many people who's like, oh, I need to do sober October and dry January. It's like, dude, next thing you know, half the year you're not drinking. People can't support a business on half a year's worth of fucking work.
No, I mean, it's fine. I think it's a maturity thing. We all went through what were we saying, Jägermeister phase, Jaeger bombs, and all that stuff. Everybody has to go through that.
Yeah, so now they're going through their NA phase, no alcohol.
Yeah, that too. But I think, I think the other thing is like the cost, right? I mean, mead, it's just more expensive, and when you're younger and you're just drinking, and you buy what you can afford, and that
Yeah, but
does the responsibility?
No, go ahead.
Does the responsibility then fall on the mead makers to make a more accessible product to the younger audience? Within legally younger audience. Yeah,
no, but that's actually like one thing we found out is like actually like most of the time with the carbonated stuff we sell a bomber 22-ounce bottle, like basically 2 drinks.
Yeah.
We've found that those are the most cost effective for us to begin with, but in the process of doing that, we've also found that the younger crowd actually likes the bombers because they either get 1 or 2 drinks. I mean, they get 1 drink each if they share with a friend, or they get 2 drinks themselves, and that seems to be exactly what they want. Like, it's not enough to get blitzed or completely like wasted or anything, but it's enough for them to like enjoy themselves and whatever. And we find that like with the younger crowd, we sell a lot more of the carbonated in the 22-ounce bombers than we do most anything else to the younger crowd. Like even stills that like, you can put the cork in. It's good for like 2 weeks as long as you fridge it, things like that. But like they just tend to like the carbonated ones because it's a little bit lighter. It's easy to share. And if not, then, oh no, they have 2 drinks.
Yeah, I think the carbonated meat definitely is what appeals to the younger.
It does.
Younger drinkers.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So then I ask my question again: does it fall on the mead makers if we want to bring in a younger audience to appeal to that more on a more frequent basis? Because I see a lot of meads. Like if I was to say there's one trend in mead right now, it would be carbonated meads, low ABV carbonated meads.
Well, I think
that is the ticket.
Yeah. I think it's an education thing. The thing is, you got to remember, like, younger drinkers, I mean, they're learning, Like, you remember when you first went to a bar and you didn't know what to order and you're just ordering what your friends are ordering or whatever. So it's just like, yeah, exactly.
I didn't drink enough that night.
We all had our terrible drink orders when we were, like, in college or whatever at the bar. So it's just...
Coke is delicious, I promise.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I wouldn't drink it now.
Right. So, again, it is. It's like educating them on what it is and like, appealing to them, and just helping them out, taking that time.
Yeah, and it's a good bridge going from like beer to wine in that
Well, I
situation.
feel like younger people,
So
a lot of them don't drink beer nowadays.
a lot of
that
them
may not
don't.
be
No,
what they go for.
no. A
So,
lot of them like want something like that's very spirit forward, or just something that's like
Yeah, cocktails
ready
are
to go.
huge.
Like, yeah, like they like the pre-made cocktail cans, which okay, it's a little weird for the older generation, but you know what? If that's what they like, that's what they like.
Or
And you can make a
cocktail-inspired
good
flavors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like it's a phrase I've always liked, and it's adapt or die. You know, you basically have to adapt with the current times, or just go away. Like those are your options.
I mean, honestly, I still think that
Bryce's theory of adaptability, or I like evolution. Bryce's theory of evolution. I like it.
right? But I mean,
adapt or GTFO.
I feel like what we do is definitely still like we make what we like. As long as like one of us would love to drink something, that's what we're gonna release.
Yes.
And then that makes it so easy though, right? Because if you like what you're doing, you like what you're putting out there, you like your flavors, when you go to talk about them, it's so easy to be like, oh my gosh, this is like the best thing. Try this. Like,
very passionate.
You know, so that's what we try to make it easy on ourselves. We make good flavors so that it's easy for us to sell them.
It's easy to sell good products or products that sell themselves. It makes it significantly easier. I'm all about that. Oh my goodness, you guys! It's already almost 10 o'clock. That second hour like flew by. Holy cow!
Wow, it did fly! Wow!
Yeah, buddy. So you got the new person.
You need to get to sleep, buddy.
I'll be just fine. I appreciate your concern, though. So you got the new helper on board. You've got the prickly pear mead coming out. We got the caramel apple mead coming out. We've got
maple apple.
Oh yeah, sorry, maple apple, not caramel apple. And you see where my mind's at.
Right,
maple apple mead, which sounds equally as delicious.
I mean, a maple apple boucher would be delicious.
Oh man, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, oh wait, who can't boucher stuff at their place? It's time to boucher stuff
I
at
know.
home.
Carlos, don't take my idea.
Please, Carlos, don't take my idea. Oh yeah, I don't know if Carlos saw my cool shirt. I couldn't wear anything Fox and Raven, so I figured I'd support the Knicks closest.
I was gonna say, we got our little Founders Cup from Texas. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about bringing my Founder one put away. This is a different Texas one.
Oh,
yeah,
good. That was his original. Like he never gave us one of those. It's fine. It's fine. We got one now. That's what matters.
Yes.
Yep. And then potentially the pickle mead.
And then potentially pickle mead.
I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we've threatened long enough. It's time to deliver.
Right.
And then also we can be on the lookouts for Woodby and the
Hunt the Heart.
The Heart. Yeah, I keep wanting to say the Stag, but it's the Heart. Yes,
it's
the
okay.
Heart, because
it took me a long time to get the order in my head right too. It's fine.
The hair, the heart, and the horn. Yeah. Yes. So be on the lookout for a couple of those. So that's again 5 meads potentially on the docket before the end of the year. So, and yes, to question that was many questions ago. Hopefully they're still watching. But yes, these guys are in fact on Vino Shipper.
Yes.
I think Dirty Bird is the one who asked that. So yes.
Yeah,
38
I would honestly
different
wait
states.
at least 2, maybe 3 weeks till we get the prickly pear and the maple apple going. That we'll have a better selection. So
yeah, so anybody who's not familiar with Vino Shipper, it is basically the way I try to let everybody know, it's just because there can be a bit of sticker shock, is basically account for the price of 1 bottle worth of shipping. So you buy 3 bottles, you're paying for 4 bottles, but it's an incredible service that is being provided to mead drinkers that beer drinkers don't get. So
yes,
it's a little bit of a give and take there, but it's a small price to pay for some amazing meats delivered directly to your doorstep.
And we don't have a 3-pack for shipping. We have a 4-pack. So you actually get 4 when it's actually like that's the best pricing arrangement we found. So because we use a little bit different shipping packaging than most people. We use what's called Gorilla Shippers. So they're all cardboard, very nice. They come in 2, 4, basically even number packages.
Yeah,
so.
And that was us trying to stay away from the plastic.
Correct.
I know a lot of people do the inflatable plastic, which is great, but we were just trying to see if we could do something different.
Yeah, we try to stay green as much as we can, but that's on us, not on the customer. So that's how we like to spin it.
And remember, if you're ever ordering from online on Vino Ship or whatever, just don't hesitate to reach out to the meadery and ask them, hey, what is your shipping situation there? Is it you ship in 3s or 2s or
Exactly.
however? Because
Exactly.
a lot of times
Happily
they'll
answer that question.
happily answer, and a lot of times if you know that ahead of time, they'll even cut you a deal. Hey, I'm buying 8 bottles. Oh, that's our half case. You know, where it might only been, you might think it's 6, but if you do it 8, it gets you a better deal. It never hurts
Yeah.
to ask, is all I'm saying. Never hurts to ask.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you
So
want to buy that much? Yeah, talk to us. No questions asked. We'll probably cut you some sort of deal on that much. No questions.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it always makes mead makers extremely happy to hear that people care enough to even reach out and ask too.
Oh yeah.
There's always a smile on their face.
Well, it's like I want to sell you my product, absolutely. And
Yeah.
if you're buying that much, yeah, I want you to have it. So let's go.
Yeah.
Like let's deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fact that you care enough to ask me, you know, what's, you know, financially responsible for, you know, or not responsible, but what's, you know, fiscally feasible for me. What's the best deal? It all goes in and plays a part. So, like I
Oh
always
yeah.
say, never be afraid to reach out to your local or distant mead makers about those things.
Exactly.
So everybody, if you have not already, since the start of this, followed Bryce and Savannah, please go do over at Fox and Raven on Facebook and here on Instagram. And if you're in the Discord over on Man-Made Mead or Doing the Most, they are in there also as Fox and Raven. So you can see these guys around plenty in the socials. And again, if you're there in that central Dallas, Texas, the greater Dallas area, go catch them at one of these festivals and say hi to them. And they'll sell you some delicious mead.
Absolutely. And if you don't want to buy, free samples. Please stop by. No questions asked. Free samples. As long as you're 21.
I suggest
Or older.
the old mustache fucking disguise, and then like the glasses with the mustache on it. You get about 7 of them disguises. You be basically had a bottle by the end of the day. You guys are just
at it, you know.
you have the one exactly the springy eyes, you know, the hat and the trench coat.
Yeah.
You know, basically dress up as
3 kids in a trench coat.
You know what? I can guarantee you, if you came up and with like 4 or 5 different costumes, these guys might even like find a way to get you a bottle. just out of effort alone.
Right? If you Muppet Man it up, we're gonna talk. Like,
yeah, exactly. We'll be friends if nonetheless.
Yeah.
So everybody, have a fantastic rest of your night, you guys. I appreciate you popping in, and I will, if at very least, speak to you guys this time next year.
Oh
if
yeah.
not sooner.
Good talking to you, TK.
You guys as well. Have a good night, Bryce.
Goodbye to everyone in the chat. Thank you for interacting.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal chat tonight too.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one, you guys.
All right, bye.
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 All right, everybody. Thanks for popping in and watching the show tonight. Had a great time talking with Bryce and Savannah. It's always cool to get to talk to them. Next week, Halloween, we'll be doing a mead review of some meads that I picked up left over at Sugar Belt. So stay on tune for that. Definitely be an interesting group of meads there. The following Thursday on the 7th, we'll be with Waffle Sauce Meadery out of Florida. The 14th is going to be with Mutiny Distribution. They are another exclusive mead distributing company, so I thought it'd be cool to get to talk to those guys. And then on the 21st is a group out of San Diego, California, that does wood water. So they barrel age or wood infuse water, highly tannic stuff. So when you're brewing with it, it already has it. You can basically dial in your tannic level just with the water that you're using. So they're gonna have a pretty interesting conversation with that. And then the following weekend is Thanksgiving, so I probably won't be doing anything there. So the next month is reviews and interviews galore. So be on board with those. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a phenomenal rest of your night, you guys. Peace.